globe, including Limca Book of World Records. So, let's begin the celebrations for this thumping success of Indian IT. This youngest Indian entrepreneur has gone for us globally, with the traditional invocation to Lord Ganesha by true Abhinaya.
Computer Science Engineering.
I'm Satya Adityan. I'm doing my MBA first year.
Coffee with CEO is a talk show where we invite the most prominent CEOs of the world, ask them a lot of questions, get to know their business and their personal lives. It's also an opportunity for you to interact with them.
Today we have with us a very prominent young man from Bangalore.
Please welcome Suhas Gopinath. Welcome to Dana Saga firstly. So I suppose it's your first time in this campus? So how was your first impression? I think we'll get your mic.
It feels very exciting and yeah, like I was like, I mean, as soon as I saw this new auditorium and I was able to see the excitement levels of the students, I was entirely zapped on. So I'm quite excited, and I'm also looking forward to speak to the students. I assume the energy levels are quite high, so I'm looking forward to interact with them.
Thank you so much. The world already knows a lot about Suhas Gopinath. Now we have compiled a video highlighting your achievements. Please take a look.
expect some of the photographs to be out on the public domain. So, I mean, I really, because I really, I really appreciate the students for getting this video done. It was fantastic.
There's a lot of achievements there for a 24-year-old, so I think we have a lot to talk about. But I think we should start first at who has to introduced you to the internet.
Would you repeat that? I could say that I come from a family where entrepreneurship was considered as a sin. So I had my father who used to work for the Indian Air Force as a scientist, and I hail from this family where it was a middle-class family where I had a pocket money of like 15 rupees every month. And I had my friends in my school who had access to home computers or who had internet, and I was looked as an odd man out from their circles because they always used to feel that, okay, you've not got a computer or you've not got access to internet, so you mean like you are an exception, so you cannot speak to us in the same wavelengths as we do. So I thought that, okay, if I need to be in this elite circle of my friends who also have access to maybe access to PCs or access to internet, so I thought I have to improve this knowledge on the internet on my own, and I started to visit the internet shop after my school hours. So I still remember the first time I was introduced to the world of internet by my elder sibling who was about 5 years elder to me. He was in his engineering. So his pocket money was like 100 rupees every month. So he had the luxury to visit the internet shop and to surf the internet. And when I was about 14, it is when I actually, on the first time I accompanied him to this internet shop. I sat next to him, and I thought I'll have my first email address in my life. So I had my first email address on Hotmail, and I was so excited that, in fact, the next day I went back to my school and I started to circulate my username and the password to all my friends, because I had this misconception that if anybody needs to send me an email, they need to know my username and the password. So it was the knowledge with what I started off with.
That's fantastic. So you taught yourself all these programming skills that are required for programming on the internet?
Yeah, I mean, because as I again indicated that since I had the pocket money of only 15 rupees every month, if I had to use the internet shop again on my own, I had to pay about 100 rupees every hour, which used to be exorbitant. And as an individual, I'm always a very impatient individual. So I've got this attitude where I can't wait, or I cannot save the pocket money to visit the internet shop for 1 hour. So I realized that in the afternoon, the internet shop was not open from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. because the internet shop owner used to shut down his shop for his lunch break. And at the same time, my school used to be over at about noon. So I thought, okay, so I think the best thing is for me, if I could ask the internet shop owner that I would like to open your shop whenever you are out for lunch. In exchange, I can have access to free internet, and at the same time, it's an opportunity for you to actually earn more income with some sales when you are still able to have your lunch at your home. So I could say it was maybe it was my first deal of my life where I was able to negotiate well, and I also learned something about sales and marketing where in fact the other person should not feel that you are expecting a favor but you are offering a favor. So it was the way I spoke to him, and of course the internet shop owner was very excited, and he indicated that, okay, fine, Suhas, so immediately from next week onwards, I'll make arrangements where after your school hours, you could start managing my shop. You'll have access to free internet, and in exchange, I would like you to manage the visitors who are coming to my shop. So with this opportunity, I had access to ebooks. I've been an open source evangelist. So of course, even though my role model is not from an open source industry, I was really fascinated with the open source industry, and I had access to free ebooks by which I was able to acquire certain skills to build websites on my own as a freelancer. So I used to build websites.
Didn't you miss out on the normal games that 14-year-olds do, like playing cricket, playing ball?
Yeah, I mean, I could say that it was maybe it was a high price which I had to pay. That is, I certainly had to sacrifice a student life, or I had to sacrifice a youth life. And I still remember that when some of my friends used to skip those lectures in their school or colleges and used to invite me to movies, I used to say that, hey, if I'm able to skip my lectures, I would rather sit at my office to finish some sales calls with my client. So I could say that, of course, it was it is one thing which I still miss, because I couldn't enjoy the youth life or the student life like my other friends. But the ultimate satisfaction is that actually, whenever you walk out of your office, and when you look back, you see that, okay, of course, even though with this sacrifice, you've been able to offer employment opportunities to maybe to hundreds of youth, or you're able to add value to the society with your innovation. So I think it is the satisfaction level, or I could say it is what makes somebody high. At least an entrepreneur would feel the satisfaction.
It's fantastic you felt that way. It's so young. What were your parents like, and how were their support to see a 14-year-old boy talk so much and be so ambitious?
Could you repeat that again? Okay. As indicated, I hail from a family where entrepreneurship was looked as a sin, right? So when I wanted to start my own organization at the age of 14, I was for sure, I knew that I'll not be able to expect a support. Forget support. I didn't want my family to act as a roadblock in my, actually to realize my, maybe the plans to set up my own organization. So I knew that my family would feel very skeptical, because I hail from this middle class South Indian family where they had a mindset that, okay, in case if you're an entrepreneur, it means that you're financially insecure. That is, you've not got a fixed salary every month. And of course, the other way my mother used to scare me was, you know what, Suhas, if you're an entrepreneur in your future, when I have to look out for your life partner, it would be extremely very hard for me, because in case if they ask for your salary, or if they ask, what do you do? I have no answers, right? So I would suggest that you finish off your engineering and you apply for this 9-to-5 job in one of these large IT multinational companies, so that you have a fixed salary every month and you've got a fixed working hours. So I was for sure, I knew that my family would not like this idea of me setting up my own company. So when I started off my company with one of my friend in the US, I ensured that my family is not aware that I had started my own company, but I had to say to them that I'm actually working as a freelancer to one of my friend's company. So I was not allowed to say that it's my company. So I was, as far as you're a freelancer, or as far as you're associated with that company like an employee or as an external stakeholder, so my family used to be happy about that concept. So until I was 16, my family was not aware that I had actually started my own company, but after that, they knew it and they started to support me.
Excellent. So I think now your parents must be really proud of you and how much you're earning as well. So we have a video where we have your parents' testimony. Please take a look.
ಸುಹಾಸ್ ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತು ಕೇಳಿ. ಅದೇ ಇವರು ಸಡನ್ ಆಗಿ ನಿನ್ನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತು. ಇವ್ರು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಿನ್ನ ಸರ್ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಸರಿ, ನಾನು ಸುಹಾಸ್ ತಾಯಿ ಕಲಾ ಗೋಪಿನಾಥ್ ಅಂತ. ನಾವು ಮಿಡ್ಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮನೆಯಿಂದನೇ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು. ಅವನು ಅವನ ಅಣ್ಣ ಇಬ್ಬರು ತನ್ನ ಸ್ಕೂಲು ಓದೋದು, ಇನ್ನೇನು ಬೇರೆ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸು ಈ ಥರ ಏನು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಬಂದು ಸ್ಕೂಲಿಂದ ಬಂದು ಅದೇನು ಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಅವನೇ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಲಿಫ್ಟು ಅದೇನಿದ್ರು ಅದನ್ನೇ ಮಾಡೋದು ಇದ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇದ್ದ. ಚಿಕ್ಕ ವಯಸ್ಸಿಂದನೂ ಎನ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಕನ್ಸರ್ನ್ಡು. ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಏನೋ ಡ್ರಾಯಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದ. ಮತ್ತು ಡ್ರಾಯಿಂಗ್ಸು ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಜಾಸ್ತಿನೇ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲೇ ಅವಾಗೇನು ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವನೇ ಸೈಬರ್ ಕೆಫೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಹಾಗೆ ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಕಾಲೇಜು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಏನಂತ ನಮಗೇನು ಯಾವ ಥರ ಬರ್ಡನಿಲ್ಲ. ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಬ್ರು ಓದೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರ ಪಾಡ್ದವರು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಓದ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇಷ್ಟು ಬಂದ. ಇಷ್ಟು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ವಯಸ್ಸು ಅವನಿಂದನೂ ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಖುಷಿ ಅಂದರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಖುಷಿ. ಮತ್ತು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಇಂಥ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಬಗ್ಗೆಗೆ ರೆಕಗ್ನೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದ್ರು ಇವ್ರು ಸುಹಾಸ್ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದು ಆ ಥರ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು ಮಕ್ಳು ಹಾಗೆ ಹುಟ್ಟಬೇಕು. ಆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಂದ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮಂಗೆ ಹೆಸರು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದ್ರು ಅದನ್ನು ತುಂಬಾ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
Gopinath. I'm proud to introduce myself as father of Suhas Gopinath. To tell about Suhas, it so happened that after seeing his website, the domain maintained people, network solutions recognized the website's ability done by Suhas, then invited him for a World Web seminar in USA. And also they offered him a very lucrative job in USA, something like $2,000 per week. They chauffeured one car. It was quite a thrilling news for Suhas. Of late, Suhas just thought, instead of serving in a different country under some other company, he wanted to create his own company and serve India as well as create a lot of job opportunities for the young entrepreneurs like him. So that's how his entrepreneurship started. We, as a parent, are proud of him because we never had an idea that he will become an entrepreneur. He thought just like anybody in a middle class family, he will work in some other central government office or state government office or under one of the business firms. So definitely we are proud that he has turned out to be a good entrepreneur, serving the country and also providing a lot of employment opportunity to his present the employees, and also he is a source of inspiration for the youngsters.
It's amazing.
Thank you so much. So Suhas, so your parents are definitely very proud of you, and so let's start with your first website that you created, which is called coolhindustani.com. Could you talk us through your inspiration behind that?
When I had acquired the skills on how to build my own websites or how to make websites, right? So my first objective was that I sit at this internet shop, and as a freelancer, I start making websites for American companies, so that so actually my first aim or my ambition was that I need to earn some money where I'm able to buy my own home computer, so that I really can show off in front of my friends. So or I could be in that elite circle of my friends. So it was my first objective. But at the same time, I realized that when as a freelancer, when you really need to exhibit your skills, you have to showcase it. I mean, you can't simply say that I've got these skills, right? So you really have to showcase your skills to somebody who wants to employ your services. So it was the same point where I realized that, okay, so why don't I set up my own internet website or my own internet venture? So it is how